Good morning, everyone. My name is Michele Drostin, and this is Christina Drostin, and we will be co-leading the service this morning. If this is your first time back since we began in-person services, we are so glad that you are here. If you have already had the pleasure of enjoying one of our in-person services, welcome again. We will start with a reading about the beauty of the whole by Meg Barnhouse, a UU minister from Austin, Texas. We gather to worship, our hearts alive with hope, that here we will be truly seen, that here we will be welcomed into the garden of this community, where the simple and the elegant, the fluted and the frilled, the shy and the dramatic, complement one another and are treasured. May we know that here each contributes in their way to the beauty of the whole. The cellist reading for today is Little Flame by Catherine Esty. Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be of warmth and love and community. From this little spark may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart, and light our way, sweet spirit, and light our way. Today we are talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. What is diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI as it is commonly referred to? It is a phrase that broadly outlines the efforts that an institution takes to create a more welcoming environment for people of less privileged identities. That last part is key, to create a more welcoming environment for people of less privileged identities. Our first question of the morning is, what are privileged identities and why are they considered privileged? As we discuss these questions, please remember that we are creating an open space where people can simply share their thoughts and answers. We ask for people to not respond to one another's answers and to instead share your own reflections on the questions themselves. And again, our first questions are, what are privileged identities and why are they considered privileged? Thank you so much. Things I heard were white, male, cisgender, human, physically able, mentally able, heterosexual, educated, not to be assumed to be an immigrant. Other things I had on my list was attractive, Christian, having a retirement account, owning a home, having a job with health insurance, having a reliable vehicle, ability to pay for safe child care, and having people listen to you when you begin to speak. And some of the reasons that you said these are considered privileged is it's someone who, it provides power and control for people who have those things. And as Patty said, you know you're privileged when the courts do not have to decide if you have equal rights. As a whole, diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts seek to create meaningful, systemic change towards a more equitable environment. At UUFE, this could mean that the people quoted during the service are not all white, not all cisgender, not all Christian, not all men. It can mean that we ensure our members who are not financially solvent, for whatever reasons, feel they can ask for help when they are in need. That adults with children can be fully involved in service, knowing their children are being cared for and learning about UU. It means that everyone, no matter what their skills are, can find a way to be deeply engaged in the work of the congregation. It means that the bathroom signs are not designated as men go here and women go there. That people with hearing impairments can fully engage in the services and discussions. Those are a few examples, and now I want to open the floor to your ideas. So question 2 is, what are ways that UUFE creates an equitable environment, and how can we do better? Thank you all. You've touched on some things that you're going to hear me talk about a bit here in a moment. So far we've touched a bit on diversity and equity, but I wanted to take a moment to more clearly define the 3 words, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Diversity includes all of the ways in which people differ, encompassing the different characteristics that make one individual or group different from another, including identity markers such as race, ethnicity, gender, disability, country of origin, sexual orientation, religion, financial situation, and more. Equity is the fair treatment, access, opportunity, and advancement for all people, while at the same time striving to identify and eliminate barriers that have prevented the full participation of some groups. Inclusion is the act of creating environments in which any individual or group can be and feel welcomed, respected, supported, and valued to fully participate. Inclusion strategist Vernee Myers explains that diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. To take the analogy further, in order to include equity, I would say that equity would be to ensure that the dance was a dance that everyone of all abilities could do. UUFE advertises its openness, welcoming all people, and embracing diversity. In our UUFE covenant, it states, cherishing diversity and celebrating our oneness with all humanity, we covenant to support each other in the spirit of compassion, respect, and love. But once we open the door, widen the circle, welcome new people enthusiastically to UUFE, do they truly feel welcome? Are they being invited to do what we do? Are they being provided the guidance, training, and access to information that some of us have? Are they able to fully participate as members of our fellowship? Are we sending little signals here at UUFE that say, yes, we understand you and we know how to welcome you? Or are there little signals here that say, we mean well, but actually we do not know how to make you feel welcome, how to engage you, or how to make you feel truly included? Remember, inclusion is the act of creating environments in which any individual or group can be and feel welcomed, respected, supported, and valued to fully participate. I am sure there are some of you here right now who are thinking, I have many societal privileges, but I still understand that feeling of not being a part of, or not feeling that I'm able to fully participate because I do not know how to, or because I have not been invited to. There are many of us here who are also thinking, how can we fix this? This is so overwhelming. I would say that the way forward is a process, a long process. The process requires true listening, opening our minds, reflecting, learning, understanding, interacting, affirming, adjusting, and repeating over and over. Privileges and the assumptions that go with them have been embedded in our history and our culture for hundreds and even thousands of years. How do we work together to understand elements of privilege and assumption that are embedded in our history and culture? How it affects our perceptions, beliefs, ideas, actions, and reactions. Question number 3. What can we do as members of the UUFE community to expand our understanding, knowledge, and skills so that our members and newcomers feel welcomed, respected, supported, and valued to fully participate in the UUFE congregation? Thank you all so much for sharing and listening to each other. I'm I'm not going to take the time to summarize everything you've heard today, because it's wonderful and it's a lot. But I've written it down, and there are several folks in this room today who will be working on our new strategic plan, and we will share these notes and figure out a way how to implement a lot of these suggestions that we made today.
We are all imperfect. We are all imperfect in that human being sort of way. We all carry our own baggage from our experiences over the years, how we were raised, the hurt, the struggles that we've had throughout life. Let us recognize that whether we've had limited or expansive interactions with others here or around the world over the years, we each have ignorance in certain situations. Let's take the ideas we've exchanged today and remember to carry diversity, equity, and inclusion into our moments of ignorance as we commit to continue learning and growing with each other.
And now for our take-home question. During the upcoming week, when you meet someone new or learn about a diverse aspect of someone you already know, pause. Despite any initial impressions that pop into your mind, try to let them go and create a blank slate. Greet the person with warmth and compassion and try to observe with an open mind. Ask yourself, how can I work to understand what this diverse aspect means to this other person? How can I work to adjust my individual perceptions and impressions of that person to then better frame our future interactions and conversations together?